Alright, this is Gardener Israel, bringing you another message that I hope will be useful to you. I'm out here in the garden, and I'm doing some cultivating. I'm cultivating these broccoli plants, and that means that I'm trying to kill the grass and weeds that have come up between them. Well, this little plant right here isn't going to make it. Look at that one, see there? Well, it probably wasn't much to it to start with, but that's the way it is. But I want to show you something right here that I discovered while I was planting. And I grew these plants in the greenhouse this winter and then set them out in the garden. These are broccoli and cabbage. I think this is cabbage right here. But a lot of times I plant two seed in my little tray that I plant the seed in. And the reason is that if I don't get good germination in one, maybe I'll get it in another. I don't always plant two, but a lot of them I'll plant two, or if I accidentally put two in there, I'll leave it. And here is an example right here. And when I take the plants out of the little trays that I grow them in, the two that are growing together, I don't pull them apart. I plant both of the plants usually. They're in one wad like that. And I let them grow like that. And then, after they've well established, I come along here and I look and I see which plant I think is doing the best. Which is this one. This one here. I don't want two heads of cabbage, that'll detract. So I'm going to pull this one out right here. I'm going to pull that plant out. Now I'm not going to actually pull it out because it'll disturb the roots of this one. So what I'll do is take this one right here. This is the one I don't want. I'm just going to cut it off right there at the ground. And that plant right there will be discarded. I might give it to those baby goats over there, or I might eat it myself. Alright, now what does this have to do with what I do, which is to talk about the Bible and talk about Yeshua the Messiah? I wasn't planning to talk about this today, but I'm going to. A lot of people, a lot of churches are teaching this thing called the pre-tribulation rapture. That they say that the church, or those true believers, will be snatched up into the air to meet Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah, when he comes back, and leave all the bad people on earth to undergo and participate in the tribulation period, the 7 year, the 3.5, whatever it is. And so all the church will not have to do that. And they base that on one of the parables that Yeshua told about that there would be two at the grinding wheel and one would be taken and the other left, or there would be two in a certain place and one would be taken and the other left. Alright, there's two ways to look at it. One would be taken and the other left. Okay, the pre-tribulation folks are saying that this one right here, when Jesus comes back, is going to be snatched off into heaven to meet him in the air. This one would be taken, and the other one left to undergo the tribulation, the bad times. All right, now, it could mean another thing now. Think about it this way. What if it meant the same thing as what I just did? One would be taken and done away with, and the other one left. Okay? Flip it around. This one will be taken. This is the one that I don't think is any good, or not as good, and the other one left to flourish. So there's two ways of looking at that. Does he mean one will be taken to meet him in the air before the tribulation? Or does he mean that one will be taken and thrown into the lake of fire. And the other one left. Which one is it? Well, I lean one way or the other, but like I've told you with many times, I can't prove any of this, and I don't, I want to have an open mind about it. But I noticed that in nature, I take out and do away with it and leave the other one. And remember another parable he told about the man that planted the wheat, and his servants came to him and he said, Master, some tares or some weeds have come up. You must have gotten a hold of some bad seed. And the master said, no, an enemy did that. He came at night and he put bad seed all in my ground. And the servant said, well, do you want us to go out there and pull the bad weeds up? And the master said, no, because if you do pull them up, just like didn't want to pull this one up because I would disturb the root, you'll disturb the good wheat if you pull them up. So let them grow up together. Just like I let these grow up. I let it grow up until I could see which one of them was going to be better. And he said, then go out there and have my servants take up the weeds, and bind them up and throw them in a fire and leave the good. And take this good and gather it into my barn. Okay, so that's just another way of looking at that business about whether people are going to go and be raptured before the tribulation. So it can be, you can look at it either way. So I would encourage you to look at it. But this is a real life example, and Yeshua made many of his parables about agriculture and about husbandry and about sheep and herding and that sort of thing. So take that, when you think about this, what it means, think about what I just told you, and also keep an open mind. I don't see how it helps. If somebody tries to tell you something is exactly going to be a certain way, maybe they know and maybe they don't. Now, I have a saying about that, which is this. The problem with being right all the time is that you don't leave yourself any room to maneuver. So if you're absolutely certain about something and it's the other way, you may have locked yourself in to a situation that you can't get out of. So I would say, be flexible. Don't believe a certain thing. It's going to be a certain way. Especially if that way can hurt you somehow. All right, this is Gardner Israel, and I hope this has caused you to put a little thought into that business about the pre-trib rapture. And there's one they call the mid-trib rapture, and there's another one they call the post-trib rapture. And all right, I hope this has helped you.